Biggie. I disagree. Totally disagree. You see, yeah, guys, I love the Biggie of this season, the big brother of the season. I love him. I love the fact that he has a mind of his own. I love the fact that he is very intelligent and is very, very quick thinking, you know, in the sense that he's able to clock the housemates off their bullshits. But in as much as I love the big brother of this season, I feel like we're gonna clash a lot. Yep. We're gonna clash a lot. Because I mean, Big Brother has not offended me at all. Nah, he hasn't. But during Faith's diary session yesterday, I mean, remember I told you all that I was going to make a video about his diary session, yeah? So this is that video, yeah. So during Faith's diary session, the way he responded to Faith, after Faith took out time to tell his own side of the story to Big Brother and of course to us, the viewers, so that, you know, for those of us or for those people, because I did not miss anything, yeah, but for those people who missed out on the genesis of the whole problem that transpired, like I think it was 2 nights ago, that then resulted in Big Brother issuing strikes to Bright Morgan, and then punishments and bans and final warnings to the other parties involved. I felt like it was very unfair the way he judged Faith's own role in that whole situation. I felt like it was completely unfair. Yeah, I did not like it. And so this video is more like a counter. Yeah, not a counter attack, no, but more like a counter to how Big Brother judged Faith's role in that whole situation. And I'm not calling it a counter attack yet because some of the parties involved have not had their diary session yet. As at the time of me filming this video, Culture has not had his session. Bright Morgan has not had his session. Kai Kumi has not had his session as well. I think Victory as well has not had his session. So I am expecting that when those ones come to the diary room and they bring up that issue, that matter, I'm really keen on seeing how Big Brother is going to evaluate them, how he's going to judge them or possibly reprimand them as well, because they deserve to be scolded. If at all, they will bring up the conversation, all right? So on this video, we're going to do just that. Watch this video to the end. Do not skip out on any part, all right? And yeah, before we get into it, hi. You're all specially welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I call myself the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Faith had his diary session yesterday, and he decided by himself that he wanted to clear the air about what had transpired between him and Culture and Bright the other day. I mean, obviously, he was feeling really bad that the whole thing had escalated to the extent that Bright had received 2 strikes, yes. And, you know, it kind of made me sad seeing him blame himself for Bright's situation. Because, ladies and gentlemen, before I even get into the details of Faith's diary session, let's even talk about Bright's role in this whole thing for a bit. Bright has proven on 2 different major occasions that he's got anger issues. Yeah. Whether he's just being performative, whether he's just trying to act it out to create highlights for himself, I'm not really sure. Yes, because once upon a time in week 1, Bright was quiet, like he was as silent as I don't know what is silent in this life that's as silent as the way Bright was really silent. Even in his conversations with Mide, was really silent. Then suddenly Ebuka questioned him on Sunday during the live eviction show in the first week, you know, about his quietness and his reservedness. And it seemed like something just went unhinged in his brain that, dude, hey, remember where you are. You need to give content. You need to give highlights. And then boom, the very next day, Monday, when Thelma was still head of house for a few hours, he lost it and he went physically violent on Kai Kumi, although Kai Kumi was actually at fault. We actually cleared that on one of my videos, all right? But the guy went unhinged. And you see, because Big Brother did not do anything about it, because Big Brother did not address it at that point in time, he thought it was normal, which I find really weird because, come on, there's no single housemate in the house at the moment that will come and sit down and tell me or anybody else that they are not aware that physical violence is prohibited in Big Brother's house, that physical violence is a violation of the rules of the game, of the house, of the franchise. So the fact that he did it the first time, he did not feel any form of remorse, was even bragging and threatening fire and brimstone that if anybody tries him or Kumi tries him again, he's going to do this and that. I was kind of baffled because it made me wonder, like, dude, where do you think you are? You think you're in the streets? You want to fight? Now, that one happened. And then the one that happened with Kuture and Faith on Tuesday, nah. To the point that Faith was telling him, you need to apologize to me because you actually hit me. And was telling him, I'm not going to apologize for nothing. He said, if you even try me again, I'll deal with you, I'll beat you, or da 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 da. So as Kuture was threatening his own, Bright was also threatening his. And Faith was jokingly saying, I'll go and ring the gong, I'll go and hit the gong, I'll go and report to Big Brother. They said, hey, all of them, they were saying, go and report, go and report. And you see, they were all like, it felt like they don't see Big Brother finish. Let me put it that way. In English, it felt like they no longer rate Big Brother. Like, because Big Brother did not talk or did not take action, especially when it happened in week 1, when Otega twisted Victory's arm, when, what's her name? Imisi wielded a fork in self-defense. You see, all those things has been happening because Big Brother did not address all of those things. They thought it was going to be part, they thought it was probably going to be part of the fun of the theme of the season and, you know, the sub-tag, do the most. So the Bright especially was riding on that wave. Oh, you do whatever you want to do. So back to Faith now, seeing him beat himself up with guilt, I felt really bad for him because I'm like, dude, it's not your fault. People are crazy, they are crazy. People are mad, they are mad. That should not be your fault. They broke the rules of their own volition. It's not on you. But then sadly, Big Brother was not thinking the way I was thinking because Faith told him everything. Guys, if you have not been watching my videos, you need to catch up because I think on 2 videos now, I have actually taken out time to explain everything in details, and everything I've been saying is not far from what Faith has been saying, right? So he took out time and explained everything. Faith told his own side of the story. Biggie listened to him. And by the time he was done, the first question that came from Big Brother was, oh, what was the bargain between you and your teammates? Now, I can't remember how Big Brother put it. I'm just paraphrasing at this point, right? So apparently the bargain was, if they shared the cigarettes equally, then he would give them the lighter, yeah? So Faith agreed that, yes, that was the bargain. So Big Brother then asked that, okay, so do you see how you not sticking to that bargain after they had done it, do you see how it's contributed to their agitation? In other words, it triggered them. Yeah, so Big Brother was insinuating that Faith triggered those guys. And Faith had to, did he agree or not? I can't remember. But guys, listening to Big Brother put it that way, I was so pissed. Like I said, that Big Brother, I totally disagree with you. I disagree 100%. See, there's nothing anybody would tell me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to believe that people just react off the breeze. No, I don't think people just react like that. There's always an action that triggers a reaction. Before Faith got to the point of carrying that lighter and saying he wasn't going to give it to those people, guys, there were issues on ground already. The cigarettes in the first place, it did not belong to those guys. Faith ordered for cigarettes, and those guys, they literally, you know, just took it out of like, oh yes, we are boys, we are boys. God, I feel like even retelling the story over and over again, it just keeps pissing me off. Because, come on, in the first place, why wasn't anybody holding Kai and Kumi accountable for, first of all, packing 10 cigarettes and not wanting to share with anybody? Cigarettes that was not even his to begin with. Why isn't nobody talking about Kai and Kumi? And the fact that those guys were literally colonizing the whole thing, like it was like they were daring Faith, oh, do your worst, what do you want to do? We're not gonna. Why? Like nobody was looking at Kai and Kumi at all or the fact that those guys actually started it. So when Faith reacted and took the lighter upstairs, that's where people have an issue. Like, seriously. And I was so disappointed that even you, big brother, talking about, oh, Faith did not keep to the bargain, that is why XYZ, he kind of contributed to the agitation. Like, seriously, they were already agitated from the get-go. The fact that Kai Kumi took those cigarettes, intentionally taking those cigarettes, probably aiming at provoking Faith because you knew that those cigarettes were for Faith, that was already provocation. Stirring the pot. Because that one, that was how he stole, what's his name, K-Bobo's bread. Because he wanted K-Bobo to react. He did the same thing to Faith. And nobody is looking at that part. So the fact that Big Brother even joined these housemates in looking for where to blame Faith, it was just so annoying. I said, Big Brother, I like you, but you and I, we disagree on this one. Big Brother, I disagree with you. I do not, I disagree completely because no ways. And you see, something similar also happened with Faith last night, yeah? So yesterday evening, the housemates had a sponsored task and it involved a lot of cooking because it's a meal prep brand, yes. So housemates were divided into 3 groups and the task went the way it went, right? It was just very chaotic, really chaotic, right? So before the cooking part, there was a puzzle part, right? And Faith was the one that was handling the puzzle for his team. Zita was handling the puzzle for another team that had Otega as one of their members. Now, I don't know what exactly happened, but it was after the task, Faith's team had won. Like, it was a very, very huge margin between them and the other 2 teams. They won. Doris was literally crying, yes. So the whole house, of course, everybody was not particularly happy, but Faith's team, of course, they were really, really, really happy. And Faith really played a huge role because even the presentation that they did to seal off the entire competition, he actually came up with that presentation for Isabella. I think Isabella was the one that read it out and he was the one that prepped her in just a matter of 5 minutes, yes. So everybody was quite happy. His team members, they were really happy. And you see, that's the thing. Whenever Faith is in these people's team and he ensures that they win a task, they are always happy. But it's like they like his wisdom and his brilliance for winning monetary tasks, sponsored tasks, but they don't like his smartness for playing the actual Big Brother game, which is just very annoying. So Ortega was just upset. I mean, you know how sore losers behave. The guy was just upset. He was not happy. And Thelma did not help matters because Thelma literally told him that he needs to go and do prayers because he's always joining the wrong team. They are always losing. He has never been in any team that won anything yet. So that got to him. He was not happy. He spoke to Gigi about it. But then later on, he called Faith. Faith was just strolling outside in the garden and he called Faith that he wanted to talk to Faith. And then this guy started blaming Faith for Zita not winning the puzzle round. According to him, Faith was not playing fairly. That he expected Faith to play fairly. That he noticed that Faith took 2 of Zita's puzzle pieces and added it to his, thereby ensuring that Zita did not have a complete puzzle pieces, and so they didn't get a great score. And even at that, I think he said Zita finished first and she was supposed to win, but then Faith was the one that caught the attention of Big Brother to recheck the whole game, which was a blatant lie because by the time Faith explained everything, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is insane. Because the way Faith explained it, he said that Zita was literally very rowdy in her own work environment, right? And she was the one that scattered her puzzle pieces. And guys, you know how challenges go in the arena. These games, housemates are only giving sometimes 1 minute, 2 minutes, 30 minutes. It depends. So it's always limited time, limited time, limited time. And these are puzzle pieces we're talking about. It's a puzzle. How do you know to figure it out instantly? So everybody is literally on their toes, you know, trying to get it done, trying to piece everything together. So everybody was busy. It was a frenzy in the arena. These people that were handling the puzzle, they were busy. They were working overtime to get it done at the fastest time. And that was how everybody else, Faith, Zita, and the other person were working. So Zita was the one, you know, while she was trying to figure out her puzzle pieces, she literally scattered the whole thing according to how Faith explained it. She scattered the whole thing, and 2 of her pieces entered his own. At some point, according to him, his own pieces, she took his own pieces as well. So he was still working on his own piece when he noticed that, okay, this is what was happening. But because they had limited time, he just did not want to be bothered. You know, for him, he just wanted to finish the puzzle so that his team could win. And then finally, these other people, I think they finished first. And he said that was when he called on Big Brother's attention that, oh, is it about the person that finished at the fastest time or the person that finished correctly? And Big Brother responded that, oh, it's the person that finished correctly. And that was how he won. So Ortega was upset that when he noticed that Zita pushed her own puzzles into his, why did he not call her attention? Like, can you imagine? That why did he not call her attention? That he was watching everything, he was observing everything. He noticed that Faith waited for her to finish and then now called Big Brother's attention to report that she did not finish. That Faith, he was just going on and on. And I love the fact that Faith said, nah, you're not being fair, because what you're saying is not what happened. And you saying that I did not play fair. Number one, it's the game. Everybody is trying to finish first. Everybody is trying to finish correctly. Number two, you're putting me on a very, very high moral pedestal. And you shouldn't be doing that, because this is a game. Everybody is playing the game the best way they can, which is true. But Ortega was getting so aggravated. And Faith was telling him, chill, let me explain. And I was like, oh, do I look like I'm not chilled? Do I look like I'm not chilled? I said, what is wrong with this Bbnaija loser? What's wrong with this guy? I mean, guys, basically, Otega was just gaslighting Faith and sort of emotionally blackmailing him as well. He wants Faith to feel bad. And you see, this is not the first time I've noticed Ortega doing this, right? I think since last week, I've noticed that every time the housemates are in the dressing area, especially in the mornings or in the evenings when they are trying to change outfits, maybe to go to bed, or maybe they just woke up, or maybe they just showered, and Faith is having conversation with people. And maybe they're talking about historical facts, or maybe scientific facts, or maybe food facts, medical facts, and whatnot. And he's actually, maybe they ask him questions and he's trying to respond. You will see that when he's responding, Ortega will be there looking at him. The Ortega will wait for him to say something. Ortega will now come and start saying that, it is this, no, it is that. Like, just unnecessarily countering him. And Faith will say, oh, yes, you're correct. Sometimes he will say, no, it's this. He will say, no, it's this. So he's always trying to prove something to Faith and to everybody else that, oh, if Faith knows this, I also know it. Because Ortega in week 1 and 2 had been bragging to anybody that cared to listen that he's a jack of all trades, that he studied this in school, he studied that, he studied this, he studied that, he studied this, that he knows history, he knows Creole, he knows this, the history of slavery. He knows, he's always bragging that he knows everything. So having encountered Faith in that house, he has come to realize that, oh, wow, I'm not the only person that actually knows stuff. That this guy actually knows way more stuff than I do. So it's like Faith's knowledge and smartness has come to challenge what he deems to be his own level of intelligence. And that really provokes him. That really just unnecessarily triggers him. So anything Faith does in the house, whenever Ortega hears that, oh, Faith had an issue with someone, he does not care to listen to, oh, who was at fault, who started it. He will just say, oh, shush people, that is how they behave. Shush people, that is how they behave. He says the same thing about Doris. Oh, shush people, they just like to prove themselves. They just like to show that they know better than everybody. He does that a lot. So, okay, apart from that, on different occasions, he has called Faith and he said he wants to advise Faith. And every time he's, in quotes, advising Faith, he's literally indirectly telling Faith to go back into the shadows and not to always be at the forefront of everything. In other words, if you know something, it's okay for you to step back sometimes and act like you don't know that thing. It's not every time that you'll be, showing your knowledge. I'm like, oh, wow, Ortega, as big as you are, you're really threatened by this guy's wisdom. You're really threatened by this guy's exposure. Really. So that was the same thing he was doing last night in the garden. He was literally guilt-tripping this guy, like trying to tried to make him shrink. It was like he wanted to forcefully make Faith shrink. And I love the fact that once again, as usual, Faith stood his ground. Because it was just so annoying to watch. Really annoying. But then later, because the camera has moved away from them, so later, Faith had explained his own side of the story, everything that happened to Tracy. And he said, please go and ask Zita, because Zita is my friend. She too knew that she messed up by mixing her puzzle pieces in mine and also taking some of mine. Just go and ask her, she'll tell you everything. And she said, okay, fine, that she just wanted to clarify things. And speaking of Tracy, prior to that conversation between Ortega and Faith, Tracy had complained to Zita that on 2 occasions now, she has been in a group where they had sponsor task with Otega, and she has noticed that Ortega is fond of not wanting to follow the instructions of the task. And so what happens is they end up losing out, especially if it comes to a cooking contest. The Ortega is always trying to prove to everybody that he's a professional chef, and then he ends up messing up everything. So I listened to what Tracy was telling Zita, and I'm thinking, this same Ortega that feels like Faith is doing too much, this same Ortega that feels like Faith is, is not playing fairly, like, dude, you are worse. You're worse. But your insecurities are just literally screaming out loud. Because I can imagine how many times Ortega might be looking at himself in the mirror like, oh my God, I'm literally like the tallest guy in this house. But then the tiniest guy in this house can literally match up to or even supersede or exceed my level of knowledge, my level of intelligence. So he probably feels small every time he's around Faith or every time Faith is around him. And so that conversation he had with Faith last night, which wasn't really a conversation, but more of an accusation session, it was more like him trying to shrink this guy by all means. Trying to put fear in Faith, because he was telling Faith that with the way you are playing this game, you are burning bridges and it's not good. You are burning bridges. Every time you want to win, you want to win, you want to win. You don't want other people to win. You are burning bridges. I'm like, I don't understand. Did Faith come to Big Brother's house to come and count bridges? Did you, Ortega, come to Big Brother's house to come and count bridges? So every time you don't win something, you are pissed, you are crying, you're upset. But when other people win, like, they are happy, but like, dude, what's your problem, man? What's your problem? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.